From Santa Barbara, California on the Central Coast, this is NCAA Baseball here on ESPN+. Today, it's a non-conference matchup between the home side, the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos, and the #1 ranked UCLA Bruins out of the Big Ten. Second meeting between these two teams this season, with the Gauchos winning 4-0 in Westwood 2 weeks ago, and looking to sweep the season series here against the #1 Bruins this afternoon in front of a sold-out Cesar Wasaka Stadium. Hello, everyone. My name's Kevin Cannon, alongside my broadcast partner, former two-time Big West Coach of the Year, Bob Bronsma. Should be an exciting one here today. Gauchos losing 2 of 3 over the weekend here at home against Cal State Fullerton, and UCLA coming off of a series win in non-conference against Sacramento State. Here's the previous matchup. The Gauchos shut out the Bruins on April the 14th. Gauchos scored a couple of times early on a 2-run single by Rowan Kelly and then added on late, and it was the pitching that led the show for UC Santa Barbara. It was Calvin Prosky going 3, then AJ Crodell, and then Cole Triba. Rock Chalowski, projected top pick, will be starting at shortstop for UCLA, and the starting pitcher tonight will be Van Froling, the sophomore left-hander for UC Santa Barbara, making his first career start. Should be a good one. Gauchos are on the field. We'll come back with the starting lineups and the first pitch here from Santa Barbara on ESPN+. Back here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium for the start of this afternoon's ball game between the #1 Bruins and the UCSB Gauchos. UCSB winning 4-0 in Westwood in game 1 of this 2-game season series. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsma, coach. How many times did you face a #1 ranked team in your time?
I would say in the 5 range, somewhere between 1 and 5, probably closer to 5 times. Probably more than that, because you play a series against Fullerton was ranked #1, Irvine was ranked #1, so there's 6 right there. So it's probably more than that.
Did you log any wins?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Maybe 1 or 2.
Gauchos carry a 2-game win streak against a #1 ranked team. In fact, both of the wins were against UCLA. First one was back in 2020 before the season was canceled, and then the last one was a couple of weeks ago. This is the all-time against these two clubs, and there was one tie back in April of 2014. Let's look at the starting lineups for the Bruins under head coach John Savage in his 22nd season in Westwood. Starts at the top with Dean West in left, Rock Chalowski at short hits second, Mulavai Lavu is at first base, he hits third. Then it's Roman Martin at third, Will Gasparino in center, Peyton Brennan in right field, Cashel Duggar will do the catching, Dominic Cadiz will DH today, and Phoenix Call gets to start at second. He will bat ninth for UCLA. They will face Van Froling, the 6'4", 210-pound sophomore from Sacramento, making his first collegiate start.
Yeah, 12 other appearances, a 3.20 ERA. He got a 1-1 record, 2 saves, 19 2/3 innings pitched, 14 hits, 9 runs, 7 of those are earned, 26 strikeouts, 8 walks, and opponents are hitting 194 against Van Froling. He's going to give you a few different looks. Kind of a lower arm slot. Those left-handers are going to see a lot of sweepers and cutters. Right-handers will see some sinkers and some change-ups. And he's been very effective this year. I'll be interested to see how he does out of his first start.
Yeah, Van pitched over the weekend against Cal State Fullerton, went a third of an inning on Saturday. Gave up 2 hits and a run. We'll see how long of a leash he gets. I think the better he is, the longer he will go. His season high in innings pitched is 3 2/3. He's done it twice, and both of them were excellent outings against Hawaii and UC Irvine. Combined in those outings, 7 1/3, 5 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Here comes Dean West to lead off for UCLA. Yeah, the first pitch of the ball game on its way. And it's outside, and we are underway at 4:37 p.m. local time here in Santa Barbara. Sunny skies overhead. Light afternoon breeze. Perfect conditions for baseball here this afternoon. West hitting .285, 9 doubles, 4 homers, and 30 driven in. He takes a strike on the inside corner. West was 2 for 4 in that game a couple of weeks ago. Esker in on the grass, and the left-hander Froling to the plate, and it's a bouncing ball up the middle, and that's through a base hit. That's how our ball game begins. Clean single through the box for West, and here's Chalowski.
Yeah, he's been a great leadoff hitter. I mean, last year, .470 on base percentage. A little lower this year, but still an outstanding .435. And like last game, starts the Bruins off with a knock.
So here's Chalowski. By many, say he'll be the first overall pick in this year's upcoming draft. 17 home runs, 49 RBIs. Chops this one foul. And he was not a factor in that game a couple of weeks ago. He was hit by a pitch twice and struck out twice. Notably, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 7th with the Bruins trailing by a couple of runs. These are the accolades that Rock carries into the game here tonight. Player of the Year from a year ago, leading his team to the College World Series. He's jammed on this one, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, you could probably go another page or 2 on
Yes,
his
you can.
accolades. Those are just, I guess, the highlights.
Bruins will send Angel Cervantes, the freshman right-hander, to the hill. And Chalowski here, that open stance. Outfield very deep, and Froling's 0-2 sails up and away. This Bruins order, which has a lot of firepower, was shut down. The only time that they have been shut out this year is at the hands of the Gauchos. This team hitting slightly over 300 at 303.
Yeah, Van's having some issues with the pitch comm. He's been
Yeah, even from the get-go.
Yeah. So they're going to that step off, I guess. We got the finger on that one, so.
Michael Chuckerman calling balls and strikes today. We've seen a lot of Michael the last couple of weeks. The Gauchos have. Zeus Barba at first, Gary Gilman at second, Bill Masaryk at third. This is a high drive to left, and Chalowski has hit it out. 2-run shot, and the Bruins not wasting any time, have a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 84-mile-an-hour cutter in, and the big fly by the big guy, number 18 on the season. That ties Gasparino for the team lead. Miles an hour off the bat. It could have been higher than it was far, 355 down the line, but it was way up there in the construction area.
Well, it was the 2-run homer that plagued the Gauchos on Sunday against Fullerton. The Titans hit 3 of them. It's part of their 6-1 win. Here's a little looper left field, and Barrett will play it on a hop off the bat of Lavu. 3 hits out of the gate to start the Bruins day.
Well, not the start that Coach Checkitz was looking initially from Van Froling. This was a game that the anticipation was that Calvin Prosky was going to throw again, but with Calvin not throwing this game, that certainly would light the alarm that he will be throwing this weekend. So whether or not that means we see him potentially being a bullpen day, maybe throwing an inning or not, only time will tell.
So Van in trouble here in the first.
If you go into the bullpen, that Triba, who threw 4 innings on Saturday, he might not be necessarily a guy that the Gauchos want to use tonight either. They bookend that shutout.
There's Roman Martin. Takes the breakable inside corner, the sweeper there. And it's 0-1. Single homer, single to start the game for UCLA. Martin hitting .343, 12 doubles, 7 homers, and 42 driven in. The one is at the top of the zone, a strike. Not a ton of breathing room as far as matchups that the Bruins give you through the first 7 batters. All juniors, all part of this great recruiting class that they had a couple of years ago and are still here in Bruin uniforms.
Yeah, in this day and age, just that in itself is saying something.
Yeah, outside of Gasparino, who transferred from Texas, this is a
foul
ball.
They returned 8 of their 9 starters. All right, they lost A.J. Salgado, and they returned 78% of their innings pitched. And then, of course, they added Gasparino and Redeman, and
they just got better
as transfers, to fill some of those spots. And then their freshman class is outstanding, obviously led by Cervantes, who was the highest drafted player to go to college. The second round, the Pirates.
Well, Bruins had a shot in the first against Prosky 2 weeks ago. They loaded the bases, and then Gasparino hit a shot into the left field corner. There's a shot to short over Nunez, and it's a base hit for Martin. And
that just got by Nunez, because 104 miles an hour off the bat. Could get his feet under him to get to jump high enough while he was ranging. So missiles across the board right now.
Here's the defense behind Froling today. Barrett, Kelly, Carliner in the outfield, Esker, Nunez, Vassar, Kosciuszko on the infield, and Vargas behind the plate. I was beginning to say the Bruins, they could have put a big number up on the board in the first, if not for the diving catch by Colin Bazzizo.
Yeah, the much ballyhooed catch.
Yes,
as we talked about
that
this
was
week.
a key play in that game. And here is that man, Will Gasparino, leading the Bruins with 18 homers. And the count here 1-0, the transfer from Texas.
Yeah, leads the Bruins in a lot of categories. Now he's tied with Chalowski. See that? SEC baseball. An all-defensive team. He's on the all-freshman team as well. Come back home. He's from Harvard Westlake. The program's produced a few players. So Gauchos have one of their own here.
4 straight hits for the Bruins. And they could put a real dent in this game here in the first, having already scored 2. There's a fly ball right field to stay in the yard for Carliner. Makes the catch. Runners are going to tag from second. That's Lavu going to third. And that's the first out of the inning.
Well, I mean, there's a pretty good chance that these guys got together. There's some, you got a team with all these juniors. What they went through to get here a little bit, because they had a little challenge. That group won 19 games their freshman year, and then they start their sophomore year. No field, a little bit like the USC thing. So they had some field issues, so they don't really have a field in the fall. Didn't really seem to affect them too much last year as they won 48 games and went to the Carleton World Series. But they got some leaders in this dugout, and I guarantee you they sat up there and they talked about what happened last time they played, and Gauchos took it to them.
Here's Peyton Brennan. 8 doubles, 7 homers, 36 driven in. Brennan was 0 for 3 with a walk in game 1. And it's 2-0 here. Because that game 2 weeks ago, UCLA was coming back from Piscataway, having played Rutgers in conference play. So they're probably getting back super late Monday morning and then having to face the Gauchos the very next day. But they've been at home ever since. So you're probably getting a fresher, more motivated Bruin team who had a 27-game winning streak going into that game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, there's definitely, and I know Coach Check has poo-pooed the game a little bit, saying, well, it's a Tuesday win. I get that a little bit. And what you're saying, definitely it's a factor that this group, they have to do that all year, right, when they go on these trips. That's part of the deal, joining the Big Ten, all these California schools who have moved their conference across country. So that's something that they have to deal with, and obviously they dealt with it pretty well. But the Gauchos came in to Westwood, and they played the game of the year for them. They
played very well.
They played very well, right? They had a great outing from Prosky, and then, quite frankly, A.J. Crodell was outstanding.
He was unreal.
He was the really difference maker in that game, and just kept them in the with their bats in the rack. And then, Cole Triba, who's been outstanding, came in there and closed that out. So that was the Gauchos at their best. They did some good things offensively, and they carried that forward at least another week. Looked like the team that the Gauchos have the capability of being until this last weekend when Fullerton came in here and played well against the Gauchos. And I give that more to Fullerton playing well than the Gauchos necessarily playing poorly. That Fullerton was a much better team than I was anticipating based on their record and the team I saw 2 years earlier.
Double barrel action in the pen. Hoover and Gonzalez getting loose for the Gauchos, as Froling is in a big-time jam here. First pitch swinging. Duggar lifts it foul. Yeah, the feel for this game versus the game 2 weeks ago, just being a part of the team, totally different. Kind of feels like Gauchos have been thinking about this game since they left Westwood. There's a strike and it's 0-2, and that's not necessarily what you want to do.
No.
I'm not saying that this is the case, but it just kind of feels that way coming into the yard.
And I'll say this is nothing against Van Froling, but he obviously he's getting hit around here a little bit, and momentum is always in the starting pitcher's hands, right? So if Van came out here and do what he's done most of the year and cut up a lineup, Gauchos would feel a little bit better, right? So now they're feeling like, oh, shoot, this is the number one team in the nation. This is what they do. So all of a sudden, you get on your heels. At no point when they played last time.
There's a fly ball to left. Drifting back is Barrett. He's going to make the catch. Runners will tag. Throw comes to third, and UCLA adds to the lead. It's 3-0.
Yeah, at no point in the last meeting were the Gauchos on their heels. They were always the aggressor.
Sac fly for Duggart. First and second now, 2 outs for Dominic Cadiz. There's Cadiz. 257, the average for Cadiz, true freshman.
In that last game, you could go to a mound visit that Coach Checketts had. That if what he's told the media about what he said to Prosky when he went out there about, hey,
because
you want to pitch in the big leagues, this is you better pick it up a notch.
Calvin was all over the place in that first inning. So misses high. He hit a batter and walked 2 to set up the bases loaded situation with Gasparino.
Well, it's certainly whatever he said, whatever paraphrase he said on that deal, it registered with Prosky, and he was outstanding.
1-0 to Cadiz is up and away.
Well, I would assume that this would be his last inning, that Van would just go this one inning, and then he would turn it over, try to get a couple innings out of somebody else.
3-0. Cadiz the 8th man to bat here in the first. Santa Barbara hasn't found themselves in huge holes too often this year. And that's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Cadiz reloads the bases. And you really don't want to go get Van here if you have to. If you don't have to.
Yeah, I think he'd like to. If he doesn't get called, then
you're probably,
his hand might be forced.
Yep.
Fans are on the kind of the begging train a little bit, trying to get some calls. Ball is out of the zone. Good crowd, obviously.
Sell out here at Caesar.
Yeah, come here. We got some fans in the right field. Cheap seats.
Call down the left field line into the corner. It's fair. This should clear the bases, but it won't. Stopping at third is Cadiz, and it's 5-0 UCLA. Hanging breaking ball right out over the middle for Phoenix Call.
Middle, right, absolutely. Call hitting 221, picks up his 4th double and his 9th and 10th RBI on the season.
And that's it for Froling. A tough first inning here for the Gauchos. It's all Bruins. 5 runs have scored, second and third, and 2 down. And Chase Hoover is coming in. We'll step aside. Pitching change for UCSB. strikeouts. Bruins have batted around. And I think they've done that a fair amount of times this year. Not only can UCLA pitch, they have the third-rated ERA in the country, but they can hit 74 home runs. Tack on another one after the Cholowski 2-run shot. Hitting over 300, slugging over 500. And they've turned the lineup around here in the first inning. 10th man to bat is Dean West against Chase Hoover, the local from San Marcos High School, making his 16th appearance. First pitch in there, a strike.
Well,
West singled to start things off, and he came around to score.
When I was talking with Coach Savage before the game, I noticed he looked really relaxed. And he said, well, he said the same thing about me. I said, yeah, because I haven't lost a game in 15 years. Kind of like almost what he's done this year.
That's clever. You haven't lost a game in 15 years?
Yes.
Yeah. I like that.
It hasn't turned my hair back to black, but.
Ball and a strike to West. Second and third for the Bruins. West squaring to bunt there. Took the strike as if he either wanted to bunt it or realized that he got the wrong sign. It's 1-2. And that's high, 2-2. Last time we saw Hoover was last Monday against Cal Baptist, inning and a third, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit. He played a critical role getting the save in that 11-6 win. 2-2 to West, pop foul. Five-run first for UCLA. In front of a packed house. I mean, people were here knocking on the door at 2:30.
Well, gates open at 2:30, and parking, heads up, parking is tight on games like this with the construction going on and half the parking lot being closed. So people know that, and they don't want to walk all the way from the event center. So they got here early. Smart of them.
2-2 to Dean West. Bounces this one foul.
Griffin Barnes over there. That's their first error of the day.
Cadiz at third, Call at second. Call the 2-run double that chased Froling. Two. That's low. This game started at 4:37. We've just hit 5 o'clock. Gauchos have been out there for 23 minutes.
And we do have TrackMan in the strike zone today, which is nice. And so the zone has been outstanding so far.
3-2 on the ground to second. Vassar will throw out West, and that retires the side. Well, the Bruins sent 10 men to the plate here in the first inning. 5 runs on 5 hits, and they strand a pair. The big swing, this Rock Cholowski 2-run shot, second batter of the game. UCLA up big already, going to the bottom of the first.
Partner and a proud supporter of UCSB baseball. When the Gaucho fan returned to foul ball to his team manager.
5-0 UCLA. Angel Cervantes, the starter, takes the hill with a 5-run advantage, and he'll face this lineup for Coach Checkett's Gauchos. Liam Barrett leads off on the left, then it's Corey Nunez batting second at short. Nate Vargas, the catcher, hits third. Jonathan Mendez will DH, followed by Rowan Kelly in center. William Vassar at second base hits sixth. Xavier Esker is up from the 9 spot. He bats seventh. Cole Kosciuszko at first hits eighth, and Noah Carliner gets the start in right for UCSB. They'll be up against Angel Cervantes, who got the start in the first contest between these two teams.
Yeah, and he's making his 13th appearance, his 11th start. He's got a 2-1 record with 5.81 ERA. 26 innings pitched, 35 hits, 18 runs, 17 of those are earned, 16 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Opponents are at 321 against the freshman from Warren High School.
Yeah, and he's got the nod in these Tuesday games many times this week, this season, I should say.
Every start has been a Tuesday. He's appeared in relief a couple weekends, but hasn't thrown much in those, through a third of an inning against Ohio State.
First pitch here to Barrett. Let's take it for a strike. Yes, Cervantes, 2 starts against Cal State Fullerton, 2 starts against Irvine. Pitched an inning against UC San Diego on opening weekends. Of course, they start against the Gauchos, and started last week against Hawaii. Went 2 innings, allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. This is high here, and it is outing against UCSB on the 14th. 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And Gauchos could use an answer after the 5-run top half of the first inning to level things out here and get back in the ball game. It's weird saying that, even though they haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
Barrett's putting together a nice season in the sophomore campaign. 4 doubles, couple of homers, 8 driven in. Hitting at 322. 1-2. Chop foul. And Gaucho offense that's really come to life in the last 2 weeks. Liam has been a part of that, coming alive with the bat, as well as the reemergence of Nate Vargas and Xavier Esker.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's been a big part of it. Has given the lineup some flexibility. He's able to move Kelly around, who's been the most productive Gaucho, so he's been able to use him where they think he's most effective on that day.
Even the count here, 2-2.
Cervantes is going to be 90-94. He's got that kick change that everyone seems to be throwing right now. Throws a sweeper. That's a curve and a split. Split occasional.
2-2. Barrett in the air, right center field, on the move, and making the catch is Brennan. Maybe in a little bit jammed there, not quite up the sweet spot there from Barrett.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour off the bat. Just hung up. Plenty of room for Brennan.
We can set the defense for UCLA. Peyton Brennan standing out there in right field in front of the spectators beyond the outfield fence. Always fun to see folks looking on from the outfield fence here at Caesar as Corey Nunez stands in. Takes breaking ball for a strike.
A while back, in the good old days, that there used to be a lot of people hanging over that fence, and they wouldn't be as calm and nice as
people were 9 feet tall back in the day.
They brought anything they can to stand up behind there, because it was a windscreen back there, but they were a little more vocal back in those days when you're allowed to be rude, I guess.
When there is a concrete pad underneath the scoreboard, which does elevate you a little bit, so those are the good places to stand out there.
But it used to be a pretty good environment back there, back when ragging was acceptable.
Well, we can get another shot of it, but we do have the Hammerhead logo.
Yeah. Well,
right
I mean, that's not necessarily the Hammerheads were right next to the dugout here back when we didn't have these stands.
Foul back by Nunez, 2-2.
Yeah, and then when they kind of got banned and after a couple years. And then the new group tried to pick it up, and those are the ones that would be the bush bums, they called themselves, and they would hang over there. And
there's the logo there, right side of your screen.
Yep.
I think Casey Gorman sent me that.
Well, that makes sense. Casey was the leader.
2-2. Nunez pulls this into left field. That's a base hit. Like breaking ball there from Cervantes out over the plate. We're all over it. That's how you attack a breaking ball right there. So runner first, here's Vargas. I think an early run or two for Santa Barbara would go a long way here, coupled with a couple of zeros. Swinging away, first pitch, Vargas fouls it back. Here's the defense for UCLA. That's Gasparino out there in center. West and Brennan in left and right. Martin, Chalowski, Call, and Lavu on the infield, and Duggar behind the plate. A 1. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, there's a sweeper right there. That's a good pitch. But Cervantes can be get. I mean, he was I think he just turned 18. He got drafted when he was 17, so he's a young freshman. And Coach Savage bringing him along, pitching in those tough midweek games. But hasn't thrown more than 3 innings. He's usually in that 40 to 45 pitch range before they go to the pen, and they will go to the pen. That's one of Coach Savage's trademarks, to have a great bullpen, a lot of great arms coming out of that pen.
We saw Strickland and Randall along with Ian May a couple weeks ago. Imagine we'd see a couple, if not all 3 of those arms for the Bruins. Cal Randall was 100 to 101. 1-2. This is pulled into right field, a base hit. Nunez will stop at second. And a couple of hard hit singles for the Gauchos here with 1 down.
Yeah, try to go something off speed, likely a sweeper, but just got middle of the plate. And a hard hit ball, 100 miles an hour off the bat.
So Nate Vargas coming off a good weekend. He homered twice on Friday against the Titans. Had a 3-hit game as well, and hammers a single to right. His first at bat here today. And there's Mendez.
See the Gauchos in their alternate Isla Vista uniforms. Those are a big hit.
City Connect.
City Connect, okay.
That's what we've been calling them. The IV jerseys. They're a hot commodity. Mendez hard on the ground to short. Chance for Chalowski to flash the leather. And he does just that. 6-4-3 double play. Rock Chalowski making his presence felt here in the first as he starts the double play off the bat of Mendez. All UCLA here early on. And you're getting a good look at the skill set of Rock Chalowski.
Yeah, quick and perfect feed right there with a little mustard on it.
5-0 UCLA going to the second.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go, make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Introducing CU1 High Yield Checking, the account that rewards you for everyday banking. Earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No minimum or opening balance required. Get started at cu1.com/high yield checking.
Top of the second here in Santa Barbara, 5-0 Bruins. These are some of the high draft picks that Coach Checketts has produced off the mound in his stint here at UCSB. Dylan Tate back in 2015, first round, and Shane Bieber in the 4th round. Remember, he got picked when the Gauchos were playing in the Super Regionals against Louisville back in 2016 in the 4th round. Then McGreevy and Tyler Bremner, the latest first-round picks. McGreevy, quality start, 6 innings on Sunday for the Cardinals. Tyler Bremner had a standout performance in his latest start in Single A, awaiting the return of Shane Bieber with the Blue Jays. I know he's close to facing live hitters, I believe. And for the Bruins here in the second, Cholowski, Lavu, and Martin here against Hoover. This is up and away. And then, of course, Santa Barbara with Jackson Flora having the type of season that he has put together could be picked very close to this man in the first round. 2-0. Just off the plate. It's 3-0 here to Cholowski, who homered, 2-run shot in the first. And he joins Gasparino with Bruins have 50 or more RBIs as he draws a 4-pitch walk here to start the second. Third walk issued already by the Gauchos for the Bruins. That is already their 9th base runner. Here's Mulavai Lavu. Singled and scored in the first. On the ground, base hit right field. Cholowski going first to third. And here come the Bruins again, with runners at the corners and nobody out, and Lavu is 2 for 2.
Yeah, not a terrible pitch, down and away. He just hooks the barrel around it, and the fact that Gauchos are holding there, we don't get off the bag as far as maybe we needed. And he gets the Bruins first and third.
Here's Roman Martin. So Lavu 2 hits. He had 2 hits a couple of weeks ago. A strike here to Martin. Roman singled and scored in the first. Out of Whittier, another talent out of Servite High School. Checks a swing here, goes around, and it's 0-2. Check it here again. Yep. Can the Gauchos weather somewhat this storm brought on by the Bruins here in the early innings? 0-2. And another half swing, and Martin is down on strikes. We might as well go right back to it.
Yep.
Got the same result.
He was thinking off speed and got the fastball up. Good pitch.
Number 9.
Fooled him.
Will Gasparino.
So Martin, first strikeout victim, and here's Gasparino. Flew out to right his first time. This is rifled foul. That's 0-1. Gasparino, 1 for 4. First outing against the Gauchos, struck out twice. Outfield is very deep here against Gasparino. Gauchos playing without Colin Bazzizo and Cade Goldstein. Cade is close to returning. Bazzizo left Saturday's game against the Titans. Cizo had a role in that win a couple weeks ago. He's been a good bat for the Gauchos as well as a good defender.
So has there been discussion on Goldstein and having activated him again? I'd be interested to see how that plays out.
1-1. This is high and away.
Yeah, we had that discussion on Sunday.
Well, I can tell you this. Cade has taken batting practice the last 4 games.
Okay, well.
2-1. Change is low and away.
Our conversation, I thought, was an interesting conversation about the potential for the 5-and-5 rule, whether it be put into effect next year or retroactively.
You're talking about Briseño, some of the Titan players.
Briseño, who could come back much like Goldstein, but they're debating inside. That'll load them up. About activating a guy.
The debate here is that Cade played, 2 weeks of games before he got hurt, and then played another game and got hurt again. So he's within that limited amount of games where this could be a redshirt year.
Right, he didn't play. It used to be 20% of the games or 25%. I think it's 20% of the games, and you can't play past the halfway point. So he could still redshirt, get a medical redshirt. Right, but he could also be ready here to play the last 3 weeks of the season.
Correct.
And the question is, do you burn a guy's year for those 3 weeks or not? And the new rule, 5-and-5, would kind of eliminate that thought process. You're just bringing them back because they got 5 years anyway, so let's go. It was the same thing with Briseño. He hasn't played any games at Fullerton.
Check swing here by Peyton Brennan. He goes around, and it's 0-2 here. Bases loaded for the Bruins.
Pretty close right there. That's about as close you can get. That go either way. Went against the Bruins.
Well, if you look Cade in the eye during batting practice, he would his look would tell you that he's going to play.
Yeah, absolutely, he wants to play, and that's that's a conversation you have with the kid too. Hey, you understand this, and you can let them be involved in that discussion, knowing full well you're going to do what you want to do anyway.
1-2 to Peyton Brennan. Spits on the slider. 2-2. Heavy traffic on the base paths and these first 2 innings for UCLA. Hoover would love a strikeout here. 2-2. Fought off.
Hey, you might like that double play ball better. If the ball's hit to Esker, you'll see a 5-6-3 attempted double play with Vassar kind of out of the picture.
Another foul. Brennan walked and scored in the first.
Brennan last year, 303, 6 home runs, 43 RBI.
Another 2-2 is high. Brennan also had a 7-hit game against UCSB last season.
That's a good game. That's a good week.
That was in that crazy long game in Westwood.
Well, all I've heard about is his so-called 500-foot home run that he apparently supposedly hit at Iowa.
Lines it right field. Carlin is going to come in and make the catch. Throw is going to go to third base. And in to score is Chalowski to make it 6-0.
Ball's hit on the screws, 103 miles an hour.
Number 40, Satchel Duggar.
UCLA flexing their muscles early in this contest. Brennan shortening up, lining out, so 2 down. First and second now for Duggar. Sac fly in the first. It's a good pitch outside corner, nothing in one. So the Bruin runs have come on a 2-run homer by Chalowski, sac flies by Brennan and this man Duggar, and the 2-run double by Phoenix Call. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. This is when we need the big graphic on the video board to get this crowd behind UCSB today out of their feet, create some of that energy to fuel some sort of comeback.
Good luck with that.
I mean, you got Keith Franklin on speed dial, right? 1-2.
Look out.
Defensive swing.
I don't have him on my speed dial. It was nice for him to come up to the box while Fullerton was here and say hi. And he, of course, was a super fan at Irvine the years that my son played down there. So we built a little relationship, and I grew to appreciate.
1-2 in the air, left field line. Barrett makes the catch in fair territory, and that retires the side. I'd say that's a decent one for Chase Hoover. Walk, a single. Bruins loaded the bases and settled for 1. 6-0, UCLA leading UC Santa Barbara heading to the last of the second here on ESPN Plus. Led the Bruins to a national championship back in 2013, the one and only national championship for UCLA baseball. They defeated Mississippi State. And if you're a fan of college baseball, you figure, well, hey, that pitching staff probably had Garrett Cole or Trevor Bauer. Not the case. They had some other good pitchers like David Berg and James Caprillion on that staff. They had a 2.55 team ERA, and they rolled through the postseason with pitching, defense, and small ball en route to that national championship 13 years ago. Coach Savage there on the bucket, middle of the dugout.
Yeah, great recruiter, great pitching coach, great reputation. He was a lot of like what Andrew Checketts has blossomed into. Very similar resumes. Both outstanding coaches.
Rowan Kelly lines one to right, but right at Peyton Brennan.
So John almost became a Gaucho coach. So back in, we just come off our regional year, and my assistant coach got more.
2001?
No, 1996. And my assistant coach had got a more attractive financial offer at another school, and so John was my first call. Well, my first call was to Gary Powers, and Gary said he'd allow me to talk to John, and I talked to John and said, hey, I have an interest in maybe coaching here, and he said absolutely, which kind of took me, because they were doing some really good things. I thought we were on the way of building things, and he said absolutely, and So, oh, look at him.
Will Vassar hit by a pitch. And a one-out base runner for the Gauchos, who had 2 one-out singles to set themselves up before the double play ball in the first against Cervantes.
Yeah, unfortunately, salary started coming into the conversation, and that was, that $25,000 salary that we had for that position wasn't overly enticing. And then eventually, USC opened up, and there goes John.
Yeah, Coach Savage was at Nevada as an assistant at that time.
Yep.
Went to USC, then head coach at Irvine, before taking the spot at UCLA in 2005.
Had Coach Pasternak in the crowd. Yeah, so had SC not open up, had Frank Sanchez not got the job at Pepperdine, and kind of that dominoes that maybe I could have, because I think John really wanted to get down to Southern California. And then I guess there's nothing more Southern California than the University of Southern California.
Some would say.
Yeah, so John ended up there, and I wanted to come in. I had really a great recruiting class of pitchers. We had Barry Zito coming in. We had David Walling coming in. Both those guys.
Esker pops it up out in the shallow center. Gasparino coming in, clearing everybody out. 2 down.
Yeah, both those guys 3 years later would be first-round picks. Zito was 9th, and Walling was the 18th player, I think, selected that year. That's who I wanted John to coach, along with Justin Lear, who pitched in the big leagues, and we had a couple other pitchers that ended up signing out of high school. But we had a really good class coming in. But much to my dismay, John actually did coach Zito and Lear, and another one of my top position players at USC. So I guess the joke's on me.
Joke's always on you, Bob.
Yes, it is.
Cole Kosciuszko, 2 outs and a runner at first. Cole hitting .263, 7 doubles, a triple and a homer. 20 runs batted in. One-0 inside, and that got a piece of Kosciuszko. So a couple of hit batters in this inning for Cervantes. And Cole did everything to get out of the way and just got nicked. The Gauchos were hit by a pitch a fair number of times this weekend, and that's 2 in this inning for Cervantes.
Yeah, only his second third on the season. That one wasn't even close. That looked like it kind of went through. Froze Cole.
Well, there's Carliner. It's been in a bit of a homer drought. Could certainly change the feel of this ball game. Takes outside for ball 1. Noah, .223, 3 doubles, 5 homers, 15 RBIs. Immense power.
Cervantes has given up 2 home runs this year.
Big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. First and second for the Gauchos. Another big swing and a miss from Carliner on a high fastball. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, so you would think he'd come back with that sweeper here.
Vassar and Kosciuszko, the runners. 1-2. Fastball, pop foul.
Fastball away. Good pitch as well. Now it's definitely set up for the sweeper. You know, you get a guy who just looking fastball and wanting fastball, and you get one by him, and then you locate him one. He says, "I'm not going to let another one get by me." That's when the sweeper is more effective.
Ball and 2 strikes. There's the sweeper. No check to swing.
Good pitch. Yep. Get ahead with strikes, get him out with balls. It's a good looking pitch.
2-2 outfield towards left center, as is Chalowski and Martin.
Here comes another one.
And it's a swing and a miss. And Cervantes strands a pair of hit batters. He is through 2 scoreless, and his offense has put 6 runs on the board as he gets Carliner to swing and miss. Pick up his first strikeout. 6-0 Bruins as we go to the third. Stadium, second sellout of the year. Sold out Tuesday a couple weeks ago against USC. And sellout here against the top-ranked Bruins, 39-4 overall. They are undefeated in the Big Ten, 21-0. They carried a 27-game win streak into the game between these two teams 2 weeks ago, longest in program history. Bruins with a sweep of Minnesota, wins against Hawaii and Sac State in between these 2 games. Start of a 5-game road stint for UCLA on the road here at UCSB, as it'll be 8-9-1 Cadiz, Carleton, West. Here in the third against Chase Hoover. And it's 1-1 here to Cadiz. Cadiz walked in the first. Bruins will be in East Lansing this weekend, take on Michigan State. And then LMU next Tuesday. Here's a fly ball to shallow center for Rowan Kelly. And there's one away. First time the leadoff man has been retired.
This is their 39-4 start. Is their best since 2010. There's a home run, or a double, excuse me.
To a double call in the first, which made it 5-0.
So 2010, they went 22-0. So if you had a choice of a 22-0 start or a 39-4 start, what would you take?
39-4.
I'm thinking 39-4, because that's like, then you go, you go 22-0, then
you could lose the next 22 games.
Right. But
if you do the math,
17-4 is a pretty good run as well.
If you do the math, then you'd be 22-22 if that was the case.
Well, they said there'd be no math, so I'm not going to try to tackle that one.
We can tackle plenty of math here today if you want to, like the math that concerns the Big West Conference moving forward for the final 3 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, we got some Big West scorers when you want to get to them.
Cole rolls this foul.
Down past Jake Palmer there at third. Jake Palmer played most of his career at UC Irvine. I think he transferred here to UCLA for his last year.
Grad student, yeah.
Yeah, grad student.
1-2 to call. This is away, it's 2-2.
Call's brother Chase also played at UC Irvine.
And there was a call that played in last night's Dodger game.
No relation, I'm pretty sure.
2-2. Changes away.
Yeah, but it's definitely a baseball family. I won't go much more into that, but Chase in the minor leagues, he is a specimen and a half. He is.
I mean, he was at Irvine.
Yeah. Absolutely. He passes that 5-minute eye test.
3-2, strike 3 called, and Call is down on strikes. 2 up, 2 down for Chase Hoover here in the third. Good looking pitch to the inside corner. Second strikeout for Hoover.
Future Big West opponent, Cal Baptist, is all over Riverside, 18-6. Gary Adcock, ex-Gaucho and Bruin. Not the only guy I can say that about. Matt Klein. And
hot shot to short for Corey Nunez, who throws out Dean West. It's a 1-2-3, top of the third, and a scoreless frame for the Gauchos, who trail by 6 here early. See if they could chip away, cut into this lead. Bottom of the third coming up.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
Hey guys, something I want to talk to you about. There's a change in the air.
2 changes.
2 changes. Isn't that where the dog beds go?
Yeah.
And no matter how perfect things are now, and you don't want them to change,
It'll be fine.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. I told you it'd be fine.
The 3-row luxury TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
Down at Stearns Wharf in Santa Barbara Harbor, lots of activities. Maritime Museum, jump on a boat, maybe the Double Dolphin. You could also grab some food at On the Alley. Enjoy the sunshine here in Santa Barbara, beautiful Santa Barbara, California. And here in the bottom of the third, Gauchos will have the top of the order due up here against Angel Cervantes, trailing by 6, trying to chip away. Packed house. Lots of regulars here, though.
there's Mark French in the background there. Gaucho, great baseball player and coach.
Coach Preston.
Coach Preston as well. Yes. I was trying to figure out which ones I was going to identify first, and then I got to Kenny there. It's good to see Kenny out here. Ex-volleyball coach.
Barrett, Nunez, Vargas. Last of the third here against Cervantes. First pitch changeup, swung on and missed. Barrett flew out to right center his first time, 0 for 1. And the 1-strike pitch is another change, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Cal Baptist has certainly padded their stats against UCR this year. In their games against the Highlanders, they have scored 5, 12, 19, and now 18 runs. They lead at 18-6, top 9. Cal Poly leading Santa Clara 7-0. Bottom 6. Bakersfield leading Pacific 4-0. Top 2. We also have Fullerton at San Diego State, Irvine hosting USC, and UC San Diego hosting LMU. 1-2 to Barrett. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Cervantes. Out number 1 here in the third.
Yeah, climbed the ladder at 93. Pretty good pitch right there. After getting him with a couple change-ups.
Corey Nunez.
Went up for Corey Nunez. He singled in the first. Change is low and outside. There's action in the UCLA pen.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. This is his third inning, and that's as far as he's gone all year. And he's under that we talked about, 40, 45 pitches. We'll probably hit that this inning, and then we'll go to that powerhouse bullpen.
Hitters count for Nunez. It's right down the middle. That dugout looking for some momentum. It's a good looking swing there. Want to break them all out over the plate. Corey fouls it back and it's 2-2. See the look in his eye. He was on that one.
Yeah, well, he took the 2-0 pitch right down Broadway, so I don't know if he was just waiting for an off-speed pitch, and then he got it. Hit a real good swing on it.
2-2. Chop slowly towards third. Charging is Martin, and he's got no play. Should be an infield single for Nunez, and it is.
Yeah, swinging bunt. We saw a lot of those this weekend. Weren't quite placed as well as that one. Second hit for Nunez.
So Corey 2 for 2. Countess have had 5 base runners against Cervantes. 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches. And here's Vargas. Inside corner with the changeup. Vargas has really come on of late with the bat. Bumping his average up probably about 60 points. One ball, one strike. Chases that one, and it's 1-2. Shadows starting to creep. Approach the foul line on the third base side. One, two. In the dirt. There's Chalowski at short, running the show.
He's doing a lot of communication with his infielders.
Two balls, two strikes. Fouled away. Bruins playing Vargas to pull on the infield. Outfield is straight away. And Vargas hits it on the ground to second. Call goes to Chalowski, spins, throws to first. That's pretty nifty.
Yeah,
and it's another double play.
I would almost question the call to see if he had his foot on the base at second. I think coach might be asking about that. The throw might have pulled him off. I think it's worth an ask at this point. Shows a great arm, obviously, and that I think they're going to review the play at second. It's going to be close. They had a pretty good camera shot at that. And he played it off really well if he did. That was he was behind the base, so he had to come at it at a different angle, and the feed from Call was kind of didn't lead him, so he had to go back a little bit. And
Gauchos are going to challenge it at second base.
Yeah, so we'll see if. Well, we know Vargas is out.
So replay review. here in the bottom of the third. If it stands, that ends the inning. Vargas was out at first. They are challenging the call at second base, was verbalized by home plate umpire Michael Chuckerman. Here it is.
He's there, and throw kind of back to his glove side a little bit. And he's got to go get it.
So there was.
He is on. Ball's not in. He is off. I think he's off. I think that's going to get overturned.
But we have some blur.
We do have
tie
blur.
Goes to the call here.
I don't think that's a tie. I think he's off, and even with the blur, I think that call gets overturned. And that's kind of how I saw it. So I'm not going to overturn my own eyes.
So in the first game, there was a play at second in the first inning.
Yeah, I questioned that completely.
Where the Bruins were batting.
And Cholowski got drilled, right?
Lavu was at the plate, and Cholowski was at first, and he was running to second, and Corey Nunez was fielding the ball from the second baseman on the feed. And it was one of those where it took Corey to the second base side of the bag, and his throw to first hit Cholowski in his right hand. And they ruled it base runner interference, and it turned into a
big play.
4-6-3 double play.
Yeah, I questioned that one completely, because look at that. Every runner goes in with their hands up, right? Because that's why they wear the gloves, so you don't drag your hands. So you go in with your hands up, and that's what he did, Cholowski. I saw that one. I just thought how do you call that? I just don't understand how you call that.
I didn't see too many replays, but my take was that Cholowski slid too far to the
I'm telling you no.
Right side of the base.
Because I didn't think so. So this shouldn't, for me, this is a he's safe, and that's a good challenge by the Gauchos. And I got a text here confirming it from ex-Gaucho great Dave Lawn, who says off the bag. So I have never gone against Dave Lawn. So both Dave and I say overturn.
My resource here at the ballpark says that he looked off live as well. Carlos Gillis says he was off.
That's 3 or 4 of us.
Obviously biased towards the Gauchos here.
I'm not biased at all. I am.
Yeah, who are you kidding?
Well, I'm honest.
Yes, you are. And you're always right.
Everyone's biased. Thank you. Can we put that on loop for another broadcast? We'll see.
Here comes.
We'll see if I'm always right.
Michael Chuckerman. Overturned, safe. How about that? Here, where's the tally that we keep of statements that Bob made that were correct? There's the first tally.
That's the first tally.
Boom.
How long has that been kept? For 40 years or?
10 seconds.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
So Vargas is out at first, 4-6-3. And Nunez reaches second on the fielder's choice. No error because an out was made. Gauchos will bat here with 2 outs and a runner at second. Mendez hit into the 6-4-3 double play, which ended the first inning. But despite not turning it, you can see the skill of Cholowski at second.
Yeah,
to receive the throw, almost get the out at second, and the awareness of where first base is on the spin without really losing any mustard on his throw.
Well, his actions are so quick and clean, and the arm strength is great. Yeah. He turned a double play at the game down at UCLA. I was watching on television.
Very good.
In the hole, in between hop and flat-footed, just what he gets on the throw. It's impressive. It's impressive. He's the ABCA Gold Glover last year.
Mendez in the air, right center field. Long run for Gasparino and Peyton Brennan, and it's Gasparino with the long strides flagging it down, and that retires the side. 3 shutout innings for Cervantes. And the Bruins with a 6-0 lead going to the 4th.
Hey, fans, you can stay energized with the Backyard Bowl. From acai bowls and smoothies to crunchy porridges, they have the fuel for your active, balanced lifestyle. Proud sponsor, UCSB Athletics.
This collection of youngsters. It's a 6-0 lead for UCLA. Let's look at the top draft prospects from both of these teams. Cholowski, who wears number 1, Flora, who wears number 2, coincidentally, are 1-2 in MLB Pipeline. Of course, it's pretty much consensus from those 4 media outlets for Cholowski, but Flora, 2-4, 2-3, and the way he has been pitching, I would say those are pretty accurate. And it could be the 2nd year in a row where the UCSB Gauchos have the first pitcher selected in the draft.
Yeah,
the only other school to do that, in consecutive drafts, was UCLA.
Yeah. It's an impressive stat, no doubt about it. Stunner Gonzalez enters the game. Stunner making his 9th appearance, 2.35 ERA in 7 2/3 innings. Opponent's hitting 208 against Stunner.
And he will face Cholowski. LeVoux and Martin, 2, 3, and 4 here on the top of the 4th. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for UCLA. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for UC Santa Barbara.
So my Stunner Gonzalez story is that last year he hardly pitched at all, and then he came in later in the season and was throwing like 97, 98, and was just and didn't give up anything. He threw like 5, 6, 8 innings and was really, really good. And I'm thinking, well, what is this guy is going to be their next Friday night guy? And then you hear that, well, he had some command issues, which is why he hadn't thrown a lot. But he's come back this year. Now he's not throwing 97, but he's throwing a lot more strikes, I think. And, he's 90 to 94, but better command. And we talked about it all the time, about location for velocity, and that's something that he has grown into, and he's pitched in more high leverage innings. And this is a pretty high leverage, necessarily, this is a pretty challenging part of the lineup for a guy who's thrown, less than 12 innings in his career.
3-1 to Cholowski, and that's not close.
Cholowski
on base for the 3rd time
either doesn't
today.
like to be walked, or he just flamboyant with his gear removal after a walk.
I think you could say that Rock doesn't walk a lot.
Well, 26 walks now.
Yeah, and 166 at-bats.
Yeah, well, he's been hit 20 times. I would think that would be something he didn't like. But he's right on top of that plate.
In the dirt here to LeVoux, who is 2 for 2.
So also a good test for Stunner to see if that improvement and that is also, I don't want to say in the heart, but how he challenges in this what is a fearsome lineup, so to speak. Is he going to challenge? And that would go a long way into him getting more innings, right? If he comes out here and shows some competitiveness and strikes, if you want to pitch for Coach Chekic, you better throw strikes.
Ball and a strike to Lavu. Two and one. Between him and Chalowski, they've reached base all 5 times to the plate today. 2 singles, 2 walks, and a homer. Goes over on that changeup, and it's 2-2.
Keeping Dave Lawn in the conversation. Dave was coaching at Cal when Rock's dad played at Cal.
2-2, and Lavu chases the high fast one. And he's down on strikes for out number 1.
92, up out of the zone, obviously. Yeah, Dan Chalowski at Cal, good player.
Next up for the Brewers, number 7.
So Gonzalez sits down Lavu. And here's Roman Martin. Last time we saw a stunner was on Sunday, just for a third of an inning. Prior to that, it was on April 10th against UC San Diego. So not a ton of work for Gonzalez in recent weeks.
Yeah, and it was a third of an inning because he came and got an out. It wasn't like he gave up runs. He threw a third of an inning, faced 1 hitter, right? Sometimes you say through a third of an inning, and people think, well, he must have got lit or something like that.
No, yeah, got the only guy that he faced out.
Want to represent for the Gonzalez family.
One and one to Roman Martin, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. It's a little pop-up behind short. Long run for Kelly. He's going to make it for out number 2. When you look at Stunner and his delivery and how tall he is, 6'7". You think of Trey Savage, made all that noise in the postseason last year. Tall righty who comes from straight over the top. A little bit similar here with Gonzalez, and that fastball can really get on you. And speaking from a guy in his playing days, myself, who hit very poorly against tall pitchers and that attack angle that they have. As we got Gasparino standing in here against Gonzalez. Gasparino stands all of 6'6". He looks a little taller standing in the box than 6'6" today.
Yeah, he does.
So 6'7" against 6'6" here. 1-for-1 with a fly out and a walk. Gasparino. Good looking pitch there. That should have been a strike.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Not sure where the thought was. Low, maybe against a 6'6" guy, but that caught the bottom of the zone according to TrackMan.
Good changeup there, thrown by Stunner Gonzalez. Here's the 1-1, and that's high. Two one. Big swing and a miss. Hiding in the straw hat there, that is Will Gasparino's mother. There she is. I also saw someone in a Chalowski jersey behind the plate. This is softly hit over to short, and Nunez comes in to make the catch.
Good inning for Stunner.
Yeah, walked the leadoff man Chalowski and strands him at first. A strikeout, a flyout, and a pop-out. Another 0 on the board. Gaucho offense hoping to come to life here as we go to the last of the fourth.
Hey fans, Oak Berry is a proud supporter of Gaucho and What If. Original
ESPN Plus sold out Caesar Wasaka Stadium. Moon shining, not shining necessarily, but visible in the beautiful blue sky. Comfortable conditions for baseball here today. Everybody enjoying themselves. And for the Gauchos, it'll be Kelly, Vassar, and Esker against Cervantes, who's on for his fourth inning of work.
Yes, they're extending him.
You got your eraser out.
I did. I just assumed. Yeah, don't assume though, Kevin. Don't assume.
Never do.
So he will.
Yeah, season high is 3 innings 4 times. Don't know if he pitched into that fourth inning in any of those. But
he's 50 pitches in. So playoff time, maybe trying to start to extend them a little bit. You never know on those regional games where you got to play on a Monday and you use some arms.
It is a season high in pitches now, 51.
This might be the time they start pumping him up to 75 pitches.
Change up in there to Kelly, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rowan lined out to right his first time. So Cervantes induced the double play ball in the first to work around a couple of singles, hit 2 batters in the second and stranded them, and allowed just a 1-out base hit in the third. Big swing and a foul by Rowan Kelly, and it's 1-2. So 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches, 4 runners stranded for Angel Cervantes. Gauchos have made a little bit of noise, but haven't cashed in. 1-2. Foul tipped, and Duggar has it. Out number 1. Third strikeout for Cervantes.
Looks like he went curveball there. Kind of a one of their hands or back foot curveball. Take a look at it. Yeah, good curveball.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
And Duggar's got it. Maybe see that angle again, see if it got the ground. Just for
giggles.
Yeah. See if my eyes didn't deceive me. And a good catch there by Cashel Duggar. As Vassar takes low. Here it is. Yeah, maybe in the webbing.
Clean catch. Your eyes didn't deceive you. It just was good play right there by Duggar.
Outside corner there at the knees for a strike to Vassar, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI double in Westwood 2 weeks ago. Numbers on the season there. 1-1. Hit slowly towards the mound. Cervantes collects and throws out Vassar.
Coming to the plate for the Gauchos. Third baseman, number 31, Xavier.
First time that Cervantes has retired the first 2 batters of an inning today. He has retired the leadoff man in all 4.
Yeah, he's trying to make a pitch to Coach Savage. I got this in me. Let me go. Let me go. Take the handcuffs off, Coach.
Yeah, because in his last 3 outings, he's allowed 7 runs. Coming into this one, Esker takes
and
one
that's
away.
another reason to let him go a little bit, just to get him back into that, hey, I'm this good mentality.
Esker has been an RBI machine of late. Flew out to center his first time. Hits it slowly towards short. Chalowski goes a little bit low, handled by Lavu, and it's a 1-2-3 fourth for Angel Cervantes and the Bruins, who lead it 6-0 as we move on to the 5th inning. Chalowski takes care of this one.
Yardley is the proud partner of UC Santa Barbara Baseball and the sponsor of the Yardley Youth Pass.
Hey guys, there's something I want to talk to you about. There's a change in the air.
2 changes.
2 changes. Isn't that where the dog beds go?
Yeah.
And no matter how perfect things are now, and you don't want them to change,
It'll be fine.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. I told you it'd be fine.
The 3-row luxury TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
As an official sponsor of the NFL, Jersey Mike's wants you, Eli Manning, to be our new spokesperson.
I'm in. I love Jersey Mike's.
Hold on. Jersey Mike's new spokesperson? You're stealing my job.
I don't want to steal anything.
Lies. Eli's.
I just love these subs.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. He's very prompt.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
Jackson Flores, sending your picture. Leading the country in ERA, .78. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 earned run. And a start against Fullerton here on Friday. They'll take the ball on this coming Friday. Gauchos will travel to Bakersfield, take on the Roadrunners this weekend. That's a good segue into talking about the math.
Let's talk
that,
about
that goes into
Jackson.
You want to talk about his hair?
We'll talk about Jackson bringing back the 80s look of wearing your hat with the hair out front. It's going to catch fire because of Jackson Flora.
I'm with that.
Let's go with your math.
First, Bruins here against Gonzalez have Brennan, Duggar, and Cadiz, 6, 7, and 8. Gonzalez stranded a leadoff walk at first in the 4th inning. Picked up a strikeout. So he misses away. So, speaking for the Gaucho faithful, Gaucho fan, UCSB finds themselves 2 games out of first in the Big West. Cal Poly 15-6, UC San Diego 14-7. And the Gauchos and the Titans, as Brennan skies this deep right center field, and this one is not coming back. It is long gone.
Well, he was challenging that 500-foot mark, according to TrackMan, 453 feet. That's a bomb for Peyton Brennan.
His 8th of the year, over the trees in center. That is not a cheapie here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium, as he absolutely demolishes this one.
There is no wind really helping that. That was all Peyton Brennan.
So it's the Bruins by a touchdown, as this one is hit slowly to first, at foul. So Santa Barbara and Cal State Fullerton 2 back. Gauchos have the tiebreaker against Cal Poly and UC San Diego. They do not own the tiebreak with Fullerton. In the Big West tournament, the top 5 teams make it. The 4 and 5 seeds play in a play-in game, single elimination before the double elimination tournament starts. So if the Gauchos win out, this is the math here, and this is what's required. If the Gauchos win out, they need Cal Poly to lose twice. They need UC San Diego and Cal State Fullerton to lose once to finish first in the conference. That's the math that I wanted to say for those who are concerned about the Gauchos dropping from first to 4th in a matter of
Right.
2 games over the weekend.
Right, but those tiebreakers play a huge role right now. And if it stays this way, the tiebreakers play a huge role because the Gauchos would then be in 4th place. And they would have to do in the play-in game. So
which would be against Hawaii if
and that didn't go well when the Rainbow Warrior were here.
And it didn't go well last year when the Gauchos played Hawaii in the play-in and lost.
That's true. That's true. So a lot of ball games left, and the Gauchos have what would be considered a softer schedule with at Bakersfield, at CSUN, and at Riverside. Those teams are middle to the bottom part. They're all under 500.
There's a walk to Duggar.
Duggar walks. I am not concerned. Of course, I've got nothing to do with that. So
yeah, you haven't lost a game in 15 years.
There
you said
you
it
go.
yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Big West tournament this year will be hosted by UC Irvine at Anteater Ballpark. Anteaters on the outside looking in right now. They are just 1 game out of a spot, though, in the tournament. A game behind Hawaii, who has played 3 less games than CSUN. Mound visit for Coach Checketts. Bruins have hit a couple of home runs in this game. It was Chalowski in the first, and this one, an impressive home run by Peyton Brennan, who has done some impressive things against the Gauchos in the last couple of years. A 7-hit game last season, and here he is 1 for 1 with a walk, a sac fly, and that long solo home run, 453 feet.
Well, perhaps they had the game on in the dugout, and he heard me saying
that you don't believe that he hit 500 feet.
500 feet, allegedly. Well, he certainly showed that maybe that might have been true, because 500, that's a big fly.
Pitching change coming up here for UC Santa Barbara. Donovan Jackson, the left-hander, will be summoned to take over for Gonzalez, who goes 1 inning, allows the homer and 2 walks. He's responsible for the runner at first, did pick up a strikeout. 4th pitcher of the day, Donovan Jackson. We'll tell you about him when we come back here on ESPN Plus. UCLA, big 5-run first inning that chased Van Froing after the Bruins batted around. Gauchos could use Justin Flora today, but he pitches on Fridays, leading the country in ERA, 2nd in hits per 9. He's also 8-0. Golden Spikes Award finalist, 2 complete game shutouts, Big West pitcher of the week twice. He has been really fun to watch all season long. And one of his teammates here, Donovan Jackson, will take over. Inheriting a runner at first and nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning with a run in on the Brennan homer. Numbers on Jackson.
Donovan Jackson making his 8th appearance, 2.84, 1-0 record, 12 2/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 16 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponents are hitting .222 against the left-hander who will throw the Bugs Bunny change, as I think you call it.
Well, only one guy can have the Bugs Bunny changeup, and that's Janicelli. There's rules to these things that you have to adhere to.
Well, if there's only one person that can have the Bugs Bunny change, I'm going to say it's Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, but Bugs only pitches in cartoons. This is real life we're talking about.
It's baseball.
Cadiz 2-0, ahead in the count here. But Jackson's changeup is excellent,
yes,
and he goes to it a lot. Is there another character that we could name it after? There it is, 2-1.
I don't have any more characters.
You only know Bugs Bunny?
I only know, well, only the one that throws a change.
I see. 2-1. What about Mickey Mouse?
No, Mickey doesn't play. Not enough fingers, fat hands, no arm. He can no extension. There's nothing in Mickey's game. He's more of a coach type thing. Those who can't do, teach.
2-2. Soft liner, that's going to fall for a base hit. Off the bat of Dominic Cadiz. First and second, nobody out. Said that a few times today. For UCLA here in the top of the 5th.
Number 4, Phoenix. Call.
Call 1 for 2 with the 2-run double. Struck out looking in the 3rd. Duggar and Cadiz the runners.
Look out.
And Call is hit by the pitch, and that loads him up. He was squaring to bunt. And Jackson missing down and in. That went off the left foot of Phoenix Call.
Number 36.
Now you're getting to the top of the order with a run in already in this inning. Gaucho's trailing by 7. And UCLA with the bases loaded.
Yeah, 6 walks and at least 1 hit by pitch. That's not something, you can accept, challenging hitters and then because they're good getting hits, but you're not going to really overly be excited about the lack of competitiveness necessarily with the strike zone and not attacking and that type of stuff. So I'm sure that's grating on Coach Checketts as much as anything else. Let's compete, let's be better, let's challenge. Good pitch there.
West draws a sword, and it's 0-2. And Jackson's changeup. So arm speed, which is so good. Here's the 0-2, and a bouncing ball to first. Kosciuszko will go to second for 1, and that's all they get.
All right, aggressive play. I like it.
Orange comes in to score, and it's 8-0. It's that kind of game right now for UCLA. When they make outs, they score runs. 3rd ball in play today that has produced an out that has also scored a run for UCLA. 2 sac flies, and now West bouncing into the fielder's choice.
Well, I'm pretty sure productive outs are prevalent with championship teams. I think our chance right here to produce a little bit more.
Chalowski 1 for 1, 2-run homer in the first. and a pair of walks. Winds it, left field, a base hit. In to score is Cadiz, and Chalowski having a fine game today. He's 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in.
Not a terrible pitch down the zone, but likely going up their sitting change. He goes down and gets it.
Number 39.
104 miles an hour. Kind of a golf shot right there.
Again, showing off his skill set. Chalowski drives in another 3 spot here in the 5th for the Bruins. And here's Lavu. Takes low and outside. Those 2 of the 3 runs charged to Gonzalez. Can close the book on Stunner. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. One-0. Outside corner with the changeup. Got the call. Lavu, 2 for 3. A couple of singles and a run scored.
Good pitch there.
Yeah, right to the knees, outside corner. With the changeup, and it's 1-2. 7th man to bat in the inning. And 1-2 pitch. Slide step with the fastball, and it just missed.
Lavu, one of 3 players on the Bruins to Team USA this summer. Chalowski obviously being one.
2-2, and he lays off. Three balls, 2 strikes. West at second, Chalowski at first. They will go, and that's low and away, and it's a walk to Lavu. That reloads the bases with 1 down.
Now batting. Number 7.
This inning has gone homer, walk, single, hit by pitch, fielder's choice, single, walk. West, Chalowski, Lavu, the runners, and here's Roman Martin. 1 for 3 with a single, a run scored, a strikeout, and a fly out to center. Takes the change for a strike. Oh, 1. Fastball. Swung on and missed. You see all those changeups, sometimes 87 can feel like 92.
Oh, absolutely. And that's been his game. He's had a lot of success with that. But you got to locate and you got to throw strikes.
There's more action in the Gaucho pen. Nothing in 2, the count to Roman Martin. He's off the change. Five in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the 5th here for UCLA. And the 1-2 is a liner, right field, a base hit. 1 run will score. Everybody else will move up 90 feet. And the Bruins have a 10 spot. It's only the top of the 5th.
So the question now becomes,
is there a run rule in this game?
Is there a run rule on this Tuesday game, which would not necessarily be uncommon, especially this time of year?
That single will chase Jackson from the game. We're going to see Hudson Aber, the redshirt freshman, come in for UC Santa Barbara. We're down 10-0 here against UCLA, top of the 5th. Fifth pitcher of the day coming on in. We'll tell you about him when we return. Bruins leading by 10 here in the top of the 5th. And have added 4 off of Gonzalez and Jackson here in this 5th inning. And Hudson Aber will take over for UCSB, making his 3rd appearance.
Yeah, 3rd appearance, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Opponents hitting 143. This will be my first time seeing Hudson pitch. He's 89 to 91. A sweeper and a change.
I think we could see the deeper part of the Gauchos bullpen moving forward here in this one as Gasparino stands in, 9th man to bat here in the top of the 5th. Has been all Bruins today, and the first action from Hudson is a step off. We saw this a couple of times last year, games like this, but not this year. All 10 of the runs scored in this game have been earned.
Yeah, you don't have a 3.0 team
not after this
ERA, yes, and have any games like this.
First pitch changeup is in there, a strike.
Yeah, this will certainly put a mark on that stat.
Coaches have given up double-digit runs before, but just the way that UCLA has scored their runs, homers, walks, producing runs while making outs. They have done everything right offensively. They have flexed as well.
Yes, they have announced their presence with authority.
0-1. That one is up and in. Gasparino hitless today. 0 for 2 with a base on balls. Him and Duggar are the only Bruins without a hit. But every Bruin has reached base today. 1-2 now. Last time we saw Aber was March 31st on the road against UCLA. Beg your pardon, USC. 2/3 of an inning. He won a 3rd inning and a 1/3 against St. Mary's. Prior to that, and he strikes out Gasparino with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's out number 2.
That's a nice little feather in his cap.
Yeah, good heater off the outside corner.
Number 11.
Gasparino will strike out. It's tough to strike out most of these Bruins, but him and Brennan have the most strikeout in them. 41st strikeout of the season for Gasparino right there. 2 outs, and here is Brennan. Hits a soft liner over first. It's going to land fair. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and Peyton Brennan stops at second with a 2-run double. And it's 12-0.
Well, hits one 450 and then comes up with a 190 2-run double. Good looking player. Good looking squad, quite frankly.
Bruins are good.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. 4 RBIs on the day for Brennan. Second and third. 6 runs in, you're in the 5th. Both of those runs charged to Donovan Jackson. Still responsible for Martin at third. Here's the 1-0. Very high. 2-0 here to Duggar. Well, anytime you look up at the scoreboard and you see more runs than hits, tells you a couple of things. 2-0, there a strike. Means you're cashing in your base runners as an offense.
Yeah, you're being productive. It's a good stat line for an offensive coach.
Maybe you've been issued a few free passes. 2-1 outside edge, a strike. And it's 2-2. Duggar is the 11th man to bat here in the 5th. Bruins sent 10 to the plate in the first. This one off of Vargas. Runners will not advance.
It's a 1-run game. I'm thinking he's going to try to score on that. 12-run game, not so much.
Three and 2 to Duggar. Ball 4. So that reloads the bases for the 3rd time here in the top of the 5th.
Number 6.
All right, so we talked about this weekend about Tuesday games. This time of year can be challenging, can be annoying, can be very important. This game was important to a certain extent for the Gauchos in that 2 wins against UCLA helps their RPI, and it kind of puts them in almost a lock to get in, and helps them, potentially be a 2 seed. A loss doesn't hurt them, and then they have to do their work in conference, which is how these can become an annoyance, right? Because we were talking about.
I think you said the loss would be more detrimental just psychologically.
Yeah, exactly. And this type of loss, a little bit more, right? Whereas like Fullerton, for example, who's playing San Diego State, that game means absolutely nothing other than you want your team to compete.
Liner to short, caught by Nunez.
So we'll see.
That ends the inning. Bruins send 12 men to the plate and score 6 times. Peyton Brennan started off with a bang, a 453-foot homer to center, and then later added a 2-run double. That's all Bruins here today, 12-0, going to the home 5th.
Okay, fans, it's time for the Gaucho Hat Shuffle, presented by Conaco in the
Cesar Wasaka Stadium, moon rising. It's been rising for most of the day. And UCLA in command here, 12-0, and Angel Cervantes out for his 5th inning of work, and why not? He's retired the last 5 batters that he has faced. He's not allowed to run today. Surrendered just 3 singles.
Yeah, only 2 times through the lineup here. Not even yet. Gets 8-9-1.
First baseman, number 19, Cole Kosciuszko.
Things not going how they went 2 weeks ago.
You could count his.
At Jackie Robinson Stadium.
Yeah, Cervantes outing against UC Irvine, 3 innings, no hits, no runs, nothing, and 2 strikeouts would be his best outing up till today, but I think this one with the length might surpass that one, even though that's obviously an outstanding outing.
Cole Kosciuszko, Noah Carliner, Liam Barrett here for the Gauchos. He bounces up there, and it's 2-0. Cole was hit by a pitch in the second.
There's some activity, it looks like, in the Bruin pen.
"3-0. The worst loss this year score-wise for UC Santa Barbara was their 10-4 defeat at the hands of the Gales on March 24th on the road. In a game where St. Mary's was all over the Gauchos for the majority of that game. It was in a stretch where the Gauchos lost 6 of 7 and 8 of 10 at the end of March. Kosciuszko in the air, left field. Dean West moving over and has it for out number 1.
Coming to the plate for the Gauchos, right fielder, number 41, Noah Carliner.
Do you have any more math problems at all, or are we all done with that one? I think you're done.
I could come up with something. Here's Carliner. Pops it foul.
Hard hit on your lights, Kevin. No harm, no foul, though.
7 Mercy Rule wins this year for UCLA. So they've been here before. Gauchos do have a Mercy Rule win.
Loyola.
A couple of them. It's actually just the one. No, yeah, 2. LMU and St. Mary's here at home in early March.
So
if we're playing that, then Santa Barbara, how many outs do they have left to cut it below 10, the deficit, Bob?
8 outs.
Very good.
Yes.
Carliner, high and deep to left. West is gonna watch this one fly.
Well, a little something for the Gaucho fans to get excited about. 93 miles an hour in, 98 out, 371 feet. Home run number 6 for Noah Carliner.
That cuts the deficit 2.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with 11 on that one. Is there multiple choice?
Very good, 2 for 2. 6th homer of the year for Noah Carliner. And Max Stagg, the pinch hit here for Liam Barrett at the top of the order.
Number 35, Max Stagg.
So 3rd home run of the game. Carliner, his 6th. Stagg, first pitch swinging, rolls over to Chalowski in the shifts, and that's out number 2.
That's about as big a shift as we've seen. And it was well used because that's a knock traditionally. That ball's in the 6 hole. It's an off-speed pitch down and away. That's usually where those out in front rollover balls go. Good positioning by the Bruins.
Here is Nunez, who's 2 for 2, and he pops it up. Levution have a play here, foul ground. Side retired. Solo home run in the inning by Noah Carliner, his 6th of the year. Puts the Gauchos on the board, but Angel Cervantes is through a career-high 5 innings with a 12-1 lead going to the 6th. Out in right field gave Noah Carliner a standing ovation as he came out for his warm-ups here before the start of this half inning. Change on the hill for UCSB. Nick Peterson, the left-hander, is on. I also see Ryan Severns at third base and Jack Haferkamp in the game in left, and Max Stagg moving to center field. So that means Rowan Kelly is out of the game as well. And Esker out of the game. So Haferkamp, Severns, Stagg,
so most likely
into the game,
Haferkamp
and Peterson
in for Kelly's spot.
I believe so. Everybody else made the same. Oh, and Nick Hosovsky is at first. So wholesale changes defensively for UC Santa Barbara here as we start the 6th inning. I hope your books are as clean as possible with those changes and with all of the runs that UCLA has scored today. Not many empty squares to this point. They have batted around twice. And Nick Peterson, first action in a while, 5th appearance, 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts for the junior left-hander. First pitch here to call, misses away. 6'3", 200-pound junior from Tustin, Nick Peterson.
Jack Haferkamp's coach, one of his coaches, is here in the stands, Matt Brady.
Player yours?
Player mine. He's here with his wife and brand new baby.
Call today, 2-run double, a strikeout, and he's been hit by a pitch. One misses down and in. Here comes the 2-1. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Top of the order to follow West and Cholowski. One. And that's inside. Didn't miss by much. And Colin with a leadoff walk. Third time he has been aboard. Dean West. 1 for 4. Single with 2 bounce outs, and he reached on a fielder's choice. He scored twice and driven in a run. Takes the breaking ball. Now, did Michael call that a strike, or did he call it a ball? It's off of Vargas's glove, trying to frame it. I believe it went for ball 1. There's a strike, another in and out of the glove.
Yeah, you got that one. Yep, yep. He's thrown 2 strikes. But for some reason, Vargas having a hard time. Could be the shadows a little bit that come across there. A little bit of sun with some shade.
There's Harry. He's hanging out in the light tower right next to the Bob Bronsma Player Development Facility.
He knows where to go.
West out into right center field. Carliner will cut it off, and Call will go first to third. So table is set here for Cholowski, who has already homered. Goes back in the first inning to start things off, and then he singled in a run in the 5th. He's been on base all 4 times, 2 for 2, 2 walks, 3 runs batted in, and he has scored 3 times.
Well, other than the game I watched on the Big Ten Network, good pitch there. The Gauchos handled the Bruins pretty well. This is a little different team that we're seeing, and I think this is maybe a little bit more in line with what has been the 39-win team. They're impressive. John Savage has himself a pretty good team. That might be an understatement.
I think when we talked about the win streak, I was going to say, once you're in the thick of that, and you know that you have that big win streak, sometimes it turns into a difficult thing to keep it going. Here's a bouncer to short, could be 2. Vassar completes it, but in to score from third to make it 13-1 is Call. No RBI for Cholowski, but the Bruins again scoring runs while making outs. That's how it has gone today. Have you ever had a team that's got a big win streak and you're scratching and clawing to keep it going? I know 27 is, it's really, really darn good.
Well, I could tell you that I played on a team that won 25 of its last 28 games, and I don't know, there were some win streaks in there somewhere along the line, but it was more of the 10 range, right? And you don't think that. You're just going out having fun and just believing you're going to win every game, right? You take the field and it's just think, hey, we're going to win. And so that's kind of what you want. And, the plus on how we did it was we fell behind a lot, and we came back a ton.
Those are fun.
Those are fun.
Those are really fun.
Those are where you can get punched, and you don't really flinch that much because, hey, you've been coming back. Yeah.
Punch back. Here's a bouncer to second, and it's under Vassar's glove into right field.
And that would be the reason why you don't play out there, because that's a routine ground ball that becomes difficult play. But, something's gained, something lost every day, and that's what's lost when you play there. You pick up the line drive and the great play from deep. That's the gain, but right there we just saw the loss.
Goes as an E4. And the Vu is on base for the 4th time. This one misses away to Roman Martin, who is 2 for 4 today. A couple of singles and a strikeout. He also has a run batted in. Up and away. 2-0. Last time we saw Peterson was on the road at USC, March 31st. Before that, at St. Mary's. Same with Hudson Aber. To Martin. And it's 3-0. Lots of folks still here, though, enjoying the evening.
It's a beautiful night. And it's a perfect night for baseball.
There's a strike.
Yeah, it's never a good night for a 13-1 game for the home team, but they're a lot of teams. I mean, UCLA has a draw, and they're looking at a team that's making some history.
3-2 now to Martin.
Martin, most outstanding player in the LA Regional last year.
That's our view right there. Payout pitch. Just low. It's a walk to Martin, 1st and 2nd.
Martin, 4th in the Big Ten in walks. It's his 38th walk.
Now batting, number 9.
See,
Will
plenty of folks still in the seats, despite what the scoreboard shows. This game was announced as a sellout, I would say, a couple weeks ago. So 1st and 2nd, 2 outs for Gasparino. Takes in the dirt.
Well, of course, good time to talk about the $15 million donation that came to the baseball program, and there'll be some changes at some point. It is the University of California, so it could take.
Gasparino in the air to right center field. Stagg will take care of this one, and that retires the side. Bruins get one after the leadoff walk to Cawley scored on the 6-4-3 double play. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. All UCLA, they lead by 12.
It's easy to play it safe, but that's not our story. Only the bold. It's our mission. A call for risk takers and change makers to shine. In the classroom, in the community, and in competition. Bold is our past, our future, our passion. Bold is the next level. The Big West, only the bold.
Credit Union One Free Checking has everything you need to bank on the go. Make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Introducing CU1 High Yield Checking, the account that rewards you for everyday banking. Earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No minimum or opening balance required. Get started at cu1.com/high yield checking.
Great food and a
Yep, we mentioned it was a perfect night for baseball. It definitely is. It's been all UCLA here today since the first. Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsma, 13-1 our score. And Bruins going to the bullpen for Ian May.
Ian May making his 21st appearance. He's got a 2.20 ERA, 1-0 on the year, 28 innings and 2/3 innings pitched, 22 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 32 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Those are pretty good numbers. And opponents hitting .204 against Ian May. Gauchos, Bruins have a lot of guys that throw a lot of innings out of the pen. They've got 8-10 guys who have thrown more than 15, come out of the pen and have 15 appearances. Raymond Olivas for the Gauchos at 22 is their leader.
Coach Savage has a lot of arms,
Yes,
and
he
he
does.
likes to use them.
Yes, he does.
And Ian May is a good one. He went 2 scoreless against the Gauchos 2 weeks ago. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Since then, he has thrown 6 innings and allowed just 1 hit and 1 run against Minnesota, Hawaii, and Sacramento State. And Nico Libid will pinch hit for Vargas.
Yeah, sinker, sweeper, changeup. Gauchos saw the sinker slider combination a lot this weekend and gave him some troubles.
Libid takes outside. Nico hitting .208. 3 doubles and 8 RBIs for Libid. Ball and a strike here.
Yeah, so 32 strikeouts and 28 and 2/3 innings, and only a .204 batting average. Didn't give you a lot to do. 6 walks. They're outstanding numbers.
Top of the zone, a strike. And it's 1-2. The changes that the Gauchos have made tell me that this could be a run rule game where it's in effect.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're going on that.
Having it be the 6th, and Barrett, Vargas, Kelly, and Esker have all exited the game.
But I would also say,
it's also an opportunity to get guys reps.
A great opportunity to get some guys that haven't had a lot of reps, to get them in there, face some quality arms.
Because even the back end of the pen for UCLA are quality arms. That's how good that they've been. We saw guys like Grotus and Strickland who don't have quite as many innings as some of the other Bruins.
May a redshirt senior at Dana Hills High School.
2-2, and this one hits Libid. This one got him in either the wrist or the forearm. Does have armor on that left arm.
Yeah, got him on the
maybe
forearm.
top of the elbow, maybe, or forearm. And Cervantes hit a pair, and Ian May hits the first batter that he faced.
Coming to the plate for the Gauchos, number 39, Mitch Namey.
And Mitch Namey will hit for Mendez.
It's his 4th hit by pitch. May.
Namey this year started 2 games over the weekend, 3 for 14 with a double, 2 RBIs.
He didn't face too many left-handers.
Squares and takes high. As far as I can tell, all of the Bruins starters positionally are still in the game. their core, who do play the majority of the innings. This lineup that you saw today. One to Namey. Checks his swing. Did he go? Yes.
Oh. Let's
see that again?
Yeah, I'd like to see that one again if we could. Can we something to get fired up about? No. Umpire doesn't have. I don't think he went on that.
Get fired up, Bob. 1-2. Low and away. Elsewhere, Cal Poly shut out Santa Clara, 7-0. Cal Baptist over UCR in a blowout. Bakersfield leading Pacific 8-1. Top of the 6th, strike 3 called, outside corner, perfect pitch there from Ian May, out number 1. Irvine leading USC 1-0. Top of the 4th. Fullerton up 2-0 on San Diego State, top 4. And UC San Diego has put up 8 runs in the second inning and lead LMU 8-0. And Jack Haferkamp coming to bat for the first time. What if Coach Brady is still here in the crowd? I saw him sitting right below us. Maybe they moved downstairs. Big swing and a miss there from Hafe.
He did have his 1-month-old, I'm sorry, yeah, 2-month-old.
Yeah.
So could be feeding time. It's too bad because he certainly enjoys getting a chance to watch Jack get some action.
Haferkamp this year 1 for 12 with an RBI. Getting in the 5 spot for Rowan Kelly. One. Gauchos hit the road. We'll be in Bakersfield this weekend. It's 6:30 on Friday, 6:30 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday from Hartfield. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. They have 5 home games remaining. Next Tuesday here against Pepperdine. Mentioned UCLA. They'll be on the road in East Lansing. Take on Michigan State. Conference game. This weekend, Bruins look to remain unbeaten in the Big Ten.
That would be a pretty impressive
really cool
accomplishment.
Yes. They still have Washington and Oregon on their schedule, 30-game schedule in the Big Ten. They have a 4-game lead right now over Nebraska. 6 games over Oregon. 6.5 over USC. This is pretty close.
Good pitch right there.
For a Big Ten that right now, postseason-wise, maybe looking at 5 teams. UCLA, Nebraska, Oregon, USC. Michigan in the top 50. So misses low again, 3-2. There's Coach Bronze. Some FaceTime.
It's a beauty shot. It's what people have been waiting for.
I'm in here too.
Don't be surprised if the place empties out.
3-2 to Haferkamp. And he swings and misses. And May picks up his second strikeout, and there's 2 down.
I think maybe Coach Brady did leave. They had their stroller up here and everything. They hope they didn't do the Untouchables trying to get down the stairs here.
Vassar is 0 for 1 by pitch. And he bounced out to Cervantes. Cervantes, who went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. He is in line for the win today.
Well, clearly they've predetermined his innings pitched in the past, so 'cause he does have 2 wins and pretty much pitched all at starts. So in order for you to have 2 wins and never throw more than 3 innings in a start is a predetermined thing, what they do in college. That's just something attractive to convince a guy to pitch on Tuesday for you.
Passer in the air, right center field. Moving over is Brennan. And he's there to make the catch. And that retires the side. A scoreless bottom of the 6th for Ian May. A couple of strikeouts, and he strands Libid at first. We'll go to the 7th. All Bruins here tonight.
Passion Family Foundation proudly supports UCSB Athletics. Let's go, Gauchos!
Top of the 7th inning.
Hey, there's
That's Eddie Spantman.
Yeah, Eddie Spantman, our high home shot right there. All right, there's J.P. Montalvo. He's on the first base side. And we got out there Destin Whitaker in center field. Jill Axon out there. Billy Holy on the third base dugout. Hey, Billy. And we have Jerry, don't we? There's Jerry Fall, the king, the man. Fall Productions. Thank you, Jerry, for all you do. And of course, we've got Carla McGuire on graphic, Sean Wasowski on replay. He's had one today. And then Danny Spantman, their director, producer. And then Harry's Balin, front runner, heading out. Try to beat traffic.
I'll see you tomorrow, Harry.
New
Paul Laubach takes over for UC Santa Barbara, the true freshman, making his 2nd appearance. Just 2/3 of an inning, he picked up a strikeout in that game against St. Mary's on the road. And he will face another UCLA batter who comes through with a base hit. That was
Jared Hawking.
Yeah, Jared Hawking coming through with a base hit to left, pinch hitting for Brennan here in the top of the 7th.
So Jared needs to understand how the production works. When you get out there pinch hitting, you need to take a couple pitches.
Yeah, so we can
Although
give him his due.
Yeah, well, you'll take a knock anytime before.
I agree. I don't blame him.
Coverage.
Laubach, 6'2", 195-pound freshman from San Jose out of Valley Christian High School. Delivers here to Duggar. So Jared Hawking, now 6 for 21 on the season. 250 average will go up. Duggar today lines a base hit to right field. Stopping at second is Hawking. So a couple of singles off of Laubach here to start the 7th. And that's the first hit of the game for Duggar. 3rd time he's been aboard, couple of walks and a sac fly. Second one has reached base for UCLA. And now the only batter without a hit is Gasparino. So Laubach has to deal with runners at first and second and nobody out. This is low there to Cadiz. Right at the knees. Trackman had that in the zone.
Yeah. Been a great zone.
It has.
Yeah, he's missed a couple, but overall the zone has been very good. He's been good on close calls off the plate. But, when you got a guy throwing, just, a second outing, you'd like him to get every call he can get, right? Or every call he earned.
Cadiz today, 1 for 3, walking a single. Scored in the 5th. Chases that one, and it's 1-2. 5 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 6 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th for UCLA. Lone run for the Gauchos, solo homer by Noah Carliner, his 6th of the year. Bruins have hit a pair. Chalowski's 18th and Brennan's 8th. Here's a bouncer, slowly hit to second. Vassar to Nunez. The first is not in time. Gauchos get 1. Harry's back. He's cruising over the right field line right now.
Oh, yeah, he's back.
Back to his perch.
Maybe he had to make a rest stop.
Gauchos do well to get the lead out here. And here's Phoenix call. 1st and 3rd. A little bit high there to call. There's 1 for 2. 2-run double in the 1st. Struck out looking, hit by a pitch. He has walked and scored. Now to Porter Ranch. Takes a strike. And it's 1-1. Laubach right in the center of the rubber. Gets a foul, and it's 1-2. Hawking at third, Cadiz at first. 1-2 is fouled away by a call. Curious where the Gauchos land RPI-wise after this game. Came in at 38. They came into the weekend against Fullerton at 24, dropped 12 spots.
Yeah, that hurt. 38 gets you in.
Call, left center, a base hit. That will score Hawking from third, and it's going to be a double here for Phoenix Call. Drives in his 3rd run of the game. It's the 3rd hit of the inning for UCLA, who adds to the lead. It's 14-1. Solid stroke there from Phoenix Call. 2nd double of the game.
I will, while the Gauchos are gone, I'll start working on my selection for
Please
this.
do.
Because I got to see, what's out there. Because there's not a lot of RPI boosts left on the Gaucho schedule, so that's a concern. Assuming that they don't, succeed well in the tournament, in the Big West tournament. I've just seen too many years and too many times where a team that
was Irvine a couple years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just recently. This has been going on.
Oh, yeah.
I've been here a while, 45 years, I think. So I've seen a lot of good teams, Gauchos included, a handful of times.
West on the ground to second. Vassar scoops it up and throws to first. Another out that produces a run for UCLA, and it's 15-1. As West picks up his second run batted in.
But it's been spread around the conference. Cal Poly's, been shortchanged. Irvine's been shortchanged. Gauchos have been shortchanged. And it's more of a challenge. When these conferences are growing, there's 18 teams in these things, and they're getting 13 of their teams in, and we got Miza now hitting.
David Miza.
For Chalowski.
Second at bat of the season for David Miza out of Sierra Madre. Breaking one for a strike, and it's 0-2. Well, Chalowski, pretty solid day. 2 for 3. 3 runs scored, 2 walks, a homer, 3 RBIs. Flashing the leather on the infield as well. 0-2 to Miza, and it's a bouncing ball towards the middle, backhanded by Vassar, and a nifty throw on the run to retire the side. Bruins scored 2 more times on 3 hits and lead it 15-1 as we stretch it out here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium on a Tuesday. Bruins, Kevin Cannon, Bob Bronsema here at Cesar Wasaka Stadium. I want to note this about the RPI and postseason stuff. With the Gauchos' win against UCLA last Tuesday and their win against Southern Miss on opening day, Gauchos do have 2 wins against the #1 ranked RPI team this season. I know that
they've been riding
it's kind of a stretch.
Yeah,
but
they've been riding it for a while. They have
Southern Miss was #1 for quite a while.
They have a good enough resume.
They have the #1 rated non-conference strength of schedule and the #2 rated non-conference RPI.
Right. So that is some, but we've had this conversation before. It matters who is in the room. And the Gauchos can have those numbers, but if they finish 3rd in the conference and don't win the conference tournament,
difficult to get in.
There's just reasons to leave them out, and you don't want to give anybody reasons to leave you out. And it really matters who's in the room. Recently, I can go back to 2013, the year that Irvine got in, and the following year the Gauchos got in.
12 and 13.
12 and 13. So it was Gauchos first, and then Irvine.
Gauchos got in 13. Then Irvine must have been in 14. Ryan Severance hitting for the first time here.
Well, the point is, if I can not do the math,
get to your point, Bob,
is that the commissioner of the Big West was the chair of the committee, and so 2 teams that would not have got in the past got in, and Irvine ran that on to a College World Series run, right?
2014,
yeah, they got 2014. That's correct. Yes, and the Gauchos got in, and I would think probably a little bit surprising to the coaching staff, but a huge thing for a new coaching staff to to get in on that second year, and then just kind of, hey, we're trying to build everything positive you can get in a early in your coaching career is great, and that was great. But it happened because I shouldn't say that's why it happened, but it certainly helped that.
Severance
right there
strikes out on a ball down and in, and Ian May picks up his 3rd strikeout.
And as you know, I have predicted almost 100% 3 years in a row based on that, utilizing that thing.
For the UCLA fans out there, this is true. I can confirm that Coach Bronsema's bracket the last 2 years has been perfect.
Okay, well, I haven't picked the brackets because I don't. Well, but I've picked the teams that are going to go in the bracket. Right, I've picked the 64 teams.
So can we talk about UCLA's postseason chances? They're a lock.
I think they're going to get in.
They're a lock.
I think they're going to get in. I think they're going to host.
I think they're going to be 1 seed, maybe the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, and so that's the interesting thing as well this year is that they're seeding top 32 teams. And so the 32nd seed will play UCLA.
Yes.
Well, we'll go to UCLA's
and be a 2
region and be a 2 seed, right? And then you can do the rest of the math. And so that changes things. Now they'll probably still manipulate those, that second half of the bracket just so you can get some location where you don't have to travel across the country. But once again, it depends who's in the room and what they want to do, and so it should be. I'm really interested to see how that plays out. I think.
Well, yeah, because maybe the regional stuff doesn't take the forefront. Like traditionally, if a Big West champion is going to UCLA or Stanford, right, instead of being sent out.
Well, a lot of that has also changed.
Same with like the WAC champions and the WCC champions.
But a lot of that has changed because of the change in conference.
Yeah, here's a liner, left center field, a base hit for Nick Kosovsky.
Right, so you could have Oregon and Oregon State play.
Yeah, which would be, it sets up some really interesting potential regionals.
Yeah.
Having Oregon State and Oregon in the same regional. I don't think they would do that unless the
For
seeding
me,
works in. I mean, yeah, travel-wise.
I think Oregon State is not going to be. I mean, Oregon State will be, a host.
They're in contention for hosting, yes.
And Oregon is scrambling to be a 2 seed. So I mean, they could be a 3 seed, which either way it doesn't really matter.
Carliner, deep left center. Gasparino runs out of room, and Noah Carliner has a 2-homer game. It's 15-3.
.108 miles an hour, out, 403, deep part of the park. Yeah, good to maybe get him hot. Maybe that's the silver lining for this game, is you get a guy who was hot early and get him hot down the stretch.
That puts Carliner into the team lead with his 7th as he surpasses Vargas. Second home run of the game for Noah Carliner. Well, you talk about how everything matters.
Yep,
and
everything matters.
A couple of good swings for Carliner, who hasn't started too many games of late. Can put him back into the forefront and bolster the offense. So, some more regional talk. So in the Big 12, Arizona State, they're on the better side of the bubble, I think. But you could see Arizona State going to an Oregon State or a UCLA regional, 2 teams that used to be in the same conference.
Yeah, I think that's kind of neat.
They're also in second place in the Big 12 right now, 3 back at Kansas.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Big 12 that could see a number of teams get in. Good conference this year. It's 2-2 here to Stagg, who bounced out to short his first time. A pinch hit for Barrett in the 5th. Two. High and foul. Selection Sunday. It's a ways out, 4 weeks away, but Sunday before. No, it's Memorial Day. That Monday. Memorial Day in the morning. Not Selection Sunday. That's for basketball. But following the conclusion of the conference tournaments, Memorial Day weekend.
You let me how that goes, because
there's a shot to second, right? A call makes the catch. There's 2 down.
I will be doing a lot of grazie, buongiorno at that time of the year.
You're going to travel?
Traveling.
No, you didn't like traveling.
I love traveling.
You don't have to answer that.
I love traveling.
104 there, off about a Stagg. Assuming that the run rule is in effect here, Gaucho's last chance here is Corey Nunez. That's a good shot of the near side crane doing his thing. It's not the wind blowing it.
Yeah, somebody left the switch on.
They're still working over there.
Okay. Well, they have an edict that says, get her done.
And for those wondering who've been at the yard, the very end of the crane arm, it does not overlap the outfield fence.
It certainly looks like it. And
it's fun to say that it does, but it does not.
And it is a dorm. It's not a parking lot. A lot of people have asked me, is that a parking lot? It is not a parking lot. It is a dorm.
San Benito dormitories.
Yeah, that will have all sorts of windows and beds and stuff. It'll be gorgeous. And they'll have a good view of Cesar Rosaka Stadium.
Nunez chops it slowly past the mound. It's going to be gloved by Martin, and it's not in time to throw to first.
3-hit day for Corey Nunez. Another well-placed ground ball. That's his second infield hit.
And the Bruins are going to challenge, it looks like. I think Corey beat that out. Martin cutting up the new shortstop, Aiden Aguayo. And so we will go to replay here.
Okay, well, people are on pins and needles and starting to leave on that. They don't appreciate the review, so they're gonna head out thinking this might be a run rule game. We'll take a look, see. Safe. Whoa, call. Ty goes to the call.
Nah, he beat that. Foot on base there. Ball almost in glove.
Ball looks like it's in the glove, but once
Don't
again,
tell me you think this is going to get overturned, Bob.
They called him safe.
Yeah?
Right. Ty goes to the call. So it's going to come back and say the call in the field stands. The Bruins have one more challenge left that we can only hope they don't use.
It's been all UCLA from the get-go. 2-run homer by Rock Chalowski, his 18th of the season. Second batter of the ball game. UCLA went and rallied for 5. And Angel Cervantes only surrendered the first homer by Noah Carliner. Cervantes went 5. Not 4 hits in that run, no walks and 3 strikeouts for the true freshman from Linwood. It's been Ian May for the 6th and 7th. UCLA well on their way.
Campus Diamond getting a little water there. You have your sprinklers turned off here, Kevin?
Yes.
Good job. All right, here we go. What do we got? Gary Gilman has not had a call overturned
in his life.
He wasn't,
right.
He wasn't on the call.
Safe.
Tie
Replay
goes to the call.
Upholds it. No, he said it was confirmed.
I did not hear that.
So Corey 3 for 4 with 3 200-mile-an-hour line drives.
Yeah, he's just trying to show Rowan how to do that. You got to place those well-placed swinging bunts.
Libet hit by a pitch his first time. Takes outside for ball 1. Well, we're still going to make it. Ian May asking for time here. He was asking for a few seconds there before being granted time. This game's still going to last about 3 hours. Pretty close, misses in, 2-0. Bruins in the all Bruin blue uniforms today. They wore the Jackie Robinson throwbacks. Libet softly hit, and Call will make the catch. And that is the ball game.
Yes, it is.
So UCLA returns the favor after the Gauchos shut them out 2 weeks ago. They run rule the Gauchos here today, 15-3. 15 runs, 15 hits, and no error for UCLA. 3 runs, 7 hits, and an error for UC Santa Barbara. The two teams split the season series, and with the win, UCLA now has hit the 40-win mark. They are 40-4, and the Gauchos dropped to 27-15. 4 homers in the game, 2 by UCLA. Chalowski, his 18th. Peyton Brennan, his 8th, and Noah Carliner with his 6th and 7th pair of homers today for Carliner. The win goes to Angel Cervantes. He goes to 3-1, and Ben Froling gets saddled with the loss. He falls to 1-2 on the season. But pretty much from start to finish, Bob, a convincing and dominating performance by the Bruins.
Yeah, like I said, I think they got together. The leaders called them to say, hey, let's turn these tables on the Gauchos, having probably one of their most frustrating losses, probably, I would think, in the year. And especially after them losing on Sunday at Sacramento State. This was a kind of a statement game for them, if you can have one when you're 40-4. And they were impressive.
Impressive indeed. We can see them in the postseason, no doubt about it. For those who tuned in, we appreciate you watching this presentation here tonight. That's going to do it for us here at Caesar Wasaka Stadium. For our engineer and producer, Danny Spantman, our director and producer, Danny Spantman, our engineer, Eddie Spantman, my partner, Bob Bronsema, Jerry Fall, our athletic director, Kelly Barsky, Tom Hastings, Andrew Checketts, and the rest of the Gauchos. My name's Kevin Cannon, signing off. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. UCLA wins it in convincing style, 15-3. We'll talk to you next time from Caesar Wasaka Stadium on Tuesday, May the 5th, as the Gauchos take on Pepperdine. UCSB will be on the road this weekend against Cal State Bakersfield. Critical Big West games on tap for the Gauchos, who are 2 games out of first place. That series starts at 6:30 from Bakersfield on Friday. You can also watch that game on ESPN. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We'll talk to you next time. Good night.